Shalom, shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostle and El's great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful lit. And today, through the spirit of the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, the spirit was on me. The Lord put the spirit on me to go into a lesson real quick, going into how salvation is only for the Hebrew Israelites. Going to the scriptures, that's right. Salvation is only for the Israelites. I'm going to bring out some scriptures. This is Psalms 14, verse 7. Oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion when the Lord bringeth back the captivity of his people. Jacob shall rejoice and Israel shall be glad, right? Because the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians are the Israelites according to the Bible. And right now we under the curses being captivity. You know, because we went off. We sinned against the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, broke the commandments. The nation of Israel broke the commandments and was doing a whole lot of wickedness. So the Lord put us in captivity for a long time, but now we finna get up out of captivity real soon. This is our last captivity, you know. Because the Lord brought us into captivity, but soon we about to get out of captivity and we're gonna rejoice in the spirit and we shall be glad, like the scripture says. Psalms 14, verse 7. This is another scripture. This is Luke 1, verse 33. And he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever, and his kingdom there shall be no end, right? Like right now, the Lord, he got us in captivity, like I said, but soon he gonna reign over the house of Jacob. It's talking about Israel, the Israelites. And our kingdom is soon to come. You know, we finna get our kingdom back. You know, we finna get a kingdom. Because Babylon the Great, so-called America, about to be destroyed. And our kingdom gonna go on forever. It's never gonna end, you know. It's gonna go on and go on forever for eternity. This is Psalms 147, verse 19 to 20. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and judgments unto Israel, right? The Lord sheweth his word unto Jacob, the Israelites. The whole Bible is for the Israelites, you know? And his statutes and judgment unto Israel, right? Because we're supposed to keep the Lord's, even though we're in captivity, we still supposed to keep the Lord's laws and statutes and commandments to the best of our ability. This is verse 20. He hath not dealt so with any nation. It's talking about these other heathen nations, these Edomites, the so-called white race, the so-called Chinese race, the so-called these Ammonites, you know, I think the so-called Japanese, Moab, the so-called Chinese race. And you got the Elamites, and you got Ishmael, the so-called Arab race, you know, the so-called Arab Indians. You're not dealing with them other nations, only the 12 tribes of Israel. I'm the only nations he's dealing with. In verse 20, I'm reading again. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. Right? Because the other nations, they gonna do what they gonna do, man. They not worshiping Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. The Lord's not dealing with them. You know? This is Amos 3, verse 1 through 3. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, verse 2, ye only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities, right? Because the 12 tribes of Israel, we the only family that the Lord has known on earth, because he raised, you know, the Lord created us. We're his chosen people, according to the scriptures. And he says, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities, right? He's punishing us right now because we're in captivity, you know, because we went off and broke the law, statutes, and commandments back during the biblical times. Verse 3, can two walk together except they be agreed, right? Got another scripture. Let me see. I had it highlighted. It went away. Let me see. Because the Lord's not dealing with Esau. This is Malachi 1 verse 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Right? Esau was Jacob's brother, but and Esau sold his birthright, and he set Esau up to be the wicked. He put Esau in authority over the Israelites in captivity to destroy the world and be the wicked. That's why the world's so turned upside down, because of Esau, the so-called white race. Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord, yet I have loved Jacob, right? The Lord only loved Jacob. He chose Jacob, the Israelites. He's not dealing with Esau. This is a good scripture right here, proving that the Lord not only all about love, the Lord, he can love, but he can hate also. So you got the Christian church that tells you, oh, the Lord doesn't hate anything or anybody, which that's false. Because right here in the scripture, right here, in Romans 9:13, it says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated, right? It's talking about Esau, the so-called white race, the Caucasians, the so-called white man. That's what it's going into, because the Lord set them up to be the wicked, Got another scripture. I think I'm going to get Luke 1 verse 16. And many of the children of Israel shall he turn to, so I can read it again. This is Luke 1 verse 16. And many of the children of Israel shall he turn to the Lord their power, right? Because a lot of Israelites going to wake up in the last days and turn back to the Lord. Right? That's what's going on now, because that's also a prophecy that a lot of Israelites going to wake up in these last days and turn back to the Lord. But only a remnant going to be chosen and going to be saved. Let me find that scripture. It goes something like, I'm going to get the King James Version. Matthew 22:14. That's that scripture. This is Matthew 22:14. For many are called, but few are chosen, right? Because the Lord, he'll do that. He'll wake some Israelites up and call them in the truth. But a lot of Israelites not going to make it. Because you got some Israelite guys out there, doing their own thing, being proud, teaching stuff that's contrary to the scriptures. That's not biblical. That's going off. That's why the scriptures say, Matthew 22:14, for many are called, but few are chosen, right? Only a few going to be chosen. Only a few remnant of Israelites going to be chosen. That's going to be a part of the elect, the hopeful elect of Israel. That's right. I'm going to read the scripture one more time. Romans 9:13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated, right? The Lord's not dealing with Esau, the so-called white race, and these other heathen nations. That's not Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, or Israelites that may look like heathens, but they father's lineage go back to an Israelite. For example, you call them Israelite foreigners, speckled birds, according to the scriptures. A man or woman, they might look so-called white, but their father is a so-called black man or a so-called Latino, Native American Indian man, and their mother is a so-called white woman. They just came out looking like their mother instead of what they say in the world, so-called mixed race. Instead of so-called mixed race looking, they came out all pale like the mother, because their mother might be a heathen, but then their father is an Israelite. But that make them an Israelite. Because a lot of guys out there like to make it about color and what they look like. It's not always about color and what they look like. Because they are what their father are. No matter what they came out the womb looking like. If they're Israelite, they're Israelite at the end of the day. You got a lot of guys out here that get messed up on that. Or they make it a big deal. So I just want to bring this out through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah. Lord willing, I hope and pray that it was edifying through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah. Lord willing, I'll be back soon with another lesson. Until next time, I want to say, Shalom.